Welcome back to Freelance Client Secrets. We're now in Module 4, Client Management. And the first video in this module is all about managing clients. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I don't use proposals, the client info sheet, clarifying expectations up front, communication methods, and communication tools. So first I'm going to talk about why I don't use proposals. Proposals are more work for me to write up because I'm basically writing everything that is or is not included. Additionally, proposals list what I think the job is about, which might be different than what the client thinks the job is about. The client info sheet is a document that contains a list of questions that are designed to clarify the scope of work. On this sheet, I put all the possible questions that might come up and restrictions on what I will or will not do for the project. With proposals, the client can skim over them without reading them in detail, especially if they are the type of client that is always busy with stuff. What I like about the info sheet is that it forces them to pay attention and clearly list the features that they need, and be aware of the features that are not included since it is basically a questionnaire. Here are some of the things that I include in the client info sheet. The first thing I always ask for is name, contact email, and phone. Another thing that you should definitely do is specify who pays for add-ons, stock photos, and other costs. To control the duration of the work, specify the length of the articles, number of pages for websites, and other factors that can take up your time. Also, ask about special requirements for any other functionality. Be sure to state policies and procedures you will follow if the client disappears. I mentioned at the end of the sheet that I might have to use Elance's dispute process if the client disappears, so that the client doesn't get upset if I do file a dispute for this reason. Explain payment terms if you have to. Be sure you get all the info you need to get started, including website logins, graphics, and any other information. This is especially important if you are dealing with busy clients, because these things can slow down the progress of your projects. Get examples of work that they like to get a good feel of what they are looking for and the level of quality that they expect. Be sure to clarify expectations up front. Discuss with the client specifically what is and is not included. The info sheet will serve as documentation of this. This can be an unofficial document. It does not have to be signed. If the client keeps asking for additional tweaks, then it will be easier to justify asking for more payment later if they have clearly gone beyond what was originally discussed, especially if you have something like the info sheet with everything clearly listed. I usually allow for some tweaks, but if it becomes too much, then I will ask for more funding. There are several ways to communicate with your client, and often it will depend on the client's preferences. A lot of clients like using the phone, especially when starting out. I think a phone interview can be good for longer projects, and it is usually easier to get someone to buy from you from a phone conversation than through email. You will want to control phone time as the project progresses, though, because clients can tie up a lot of your time with phone calls if you're not careful. Email might be more efficient if the client is hard to reach by phone and is also my preferred medium of communication. On sites like Elance, you can communicate through the message room for each project, which is good because it keeps all your messages in one thread. Skype is another popular tool for communicating with clients. It is free to download, and it also allows you to talk with offshore clients without incurring international phone charges. Here are some other important communication tips. When messaging with clients, also try to be the last to reply. It is better if you are waiting on the client than if the client is waiting on you. If there are delays or setbacks, then inform the client of the reasons for this and when they can expect the project to move forward. If it's just a short delay, you might be able to get away with not saying anything. Phone or voice communications are more personal and more likely to keep the relationship friendly. Keep that in mind when deciding on communication methods. But at the same time, don't let people tie up too much of your time on the phone. Here are a few communication tools that might be useful to you. Taking screenshots can improve communication if you're trying to show the client something. Awesome Screenshot and Farshot add-ons make taking screenshots easy. Download them and try it out. For video, Jing is a free software that you can download from jing.com that will allow you to record whatever is on your screen. You can then upload the video and show the client. Be sure to download and install Skype, as it will allow you to instant message with people and also talk to international clients. You will probably want to have a microphone too, in case the client wants to talk to you. TeamViewer is another free tool. It lets you do screen sharing with your client, and you can even remote control your computer if they allow it. Let your clients know about these tools if necessary. I found that telling the client to install Awesome Screenshot has improved communication greatly with some clients, especially for web design projects where the client is asking for tweaks to their site. In the next video, I give more tips for dealing with clients.